Capricorn, this is Jody with Soul Purpose Tarot. I am in Carmel, Indiana. I am a Libra Sun, Capricorn Rising, Sagittarius Moon. If you've been here before, welcome back. If you're new to the channel, welcome. What I normally do is let flip, fly, or fall anywhere from 5 to 7 tarot cards. Take a look at that. Are we looking at life, love, career, or health? And then clarify with various oracle decks. So let's see what's going on for the first part of October for Capricorn. First one out, Chariot, moving forward on something. So the Five of Wands came up and the Two of Pentacles came up. So that's some sort of a battle. So you're moving forward, moving away from some sort of battle of juggling something. So you're tired of juggling something, and you're like, I'm done with this mess. I'm out of here. I'm like, this is not working. Doing. Knight of Wands. Okay. So that feels like it's like you've been waiting on something. And it's like you've been juggling back and forth in your mind, you know, like, is it going to come? Do I move away from this? Do I move on? Do I go forward? And it's like there's a lot of I feel like I want to say scattered energy, just a lot of scattered energy about something, and you're just like kind of like, oh my God, this is like driving me crazy, and I'm just like, I got to get away from this. I'm like, I'm getting on my horse and I'm moving out of here, and I'm quit. It just feels like a very overwhelming thing of like, I'm not waiting on something anymore. And the Death card in the reverse. So you're in the middle of ending something. So that would make sense about if you're moving forward, it's like going, it may not be dead yet, but I am not waiting around until it completely dies. I don't have to stick around and watch it, completely deflate. So there's something that hasn't been working out for you that you're like, I'm like, this is not worth me hanging around anymore. So it had something to do with like wish fulfillment, desires. I think maybe there was something that you were hoping was going to happen and it wasn't happening. And you're just like, I'm tired of waiting on this because I could be here another 6 months or a year waiting on this to come to fruition. And in the meantime, I'm not getting any old or not getting any younger. So that's the kind of the feeling is like going, I'm like tired of messing with this. It's not benefiting me to wait around in this. It's taking up time. It's taking up energy. It's not doing me any good to wait around on this. So, all right, let's see if the emotions match up for that. What emotions are you currently feeling right now? Let's see if the emotions match up with what I just said. What are your current emotions? I don't want that many. What are your current emotions regarding this moving away situation? That kind of fell sideways. I feel like this is like you're tired of feeling powerless. You maybe have felt powerless around this whole situation, whatever it was. And it's like, I'm tired of feeling powerless. And that's why there's going to be some forward movement on your end, is because you want to move to feeling powerful instead of powerless. So let's keep going and see what crops up from this. I don't need that many. Exhausted in the reverse position. Let me think about that. I feel like that needs to be in the upright position. you're tired of being exhausted. So another reason why you're moving away from whatever this is. I guess it's just a feeling of like you've just finally realized that you've wasted a lot of time and energy and mental faculties and maybe some money, and you're a little confused why it hasn't worked out. You know, all the signs were there. All the signs were there that this was going to work out in your favor, and you're like very not understanding why this has not happened yet. Whoop. I don't want that many. So let's keep going. There's one. Grateful. That makes me think that you finally saw. Maybe you finally, the light got shown on the reason that, okay, well, I know what I'm trying to say. Let me spit it out here. You finally saw the light in the reason that this didn't work out. And you're grateful that you finally figured it out. It's kind of, I feel like I want to go, you finally saw the crack in it. You saw where there was a crack in it, where you were overlooking that before, and you're like, man, okay, this is what I'm getting. So if you were like buying a house, for example, and it just kept not working out and not working out and not working out, and finally you decided, I'm walking away from this house because I've wasted enough time, I've wasted enough money, this is not gonna work out, and you're like, there's a crack in the concrete, and you're like going, man, I think I'm glad I'm walking away from that, because that probably was going to be a mess down the road. Same thing with some sort of a relationship. It was like you finally saw the crack in it, and you're like, this was probably going to be a problem in the future. I tried to overlook it. I tried to make it go away. I tried to look at it the best that I could. And now you're kind of like, I think it's probably a good thing that I escaped this situation. Okay. Curious. That feels like it's a case of like, now you're just kind of curious to see what the universe is going to bring you. It's kind of like, I'm moving on to bigger, better pastures. Now I'm curious, what's the universe gonna bring me, because you are not sticking around for something any longer. Ugh. Loving. All right. Okay, let me think about this. The loving card just came out. The resistant card came out. That makes me think you were resistant for a long time, and the universe has probably been trying to get you to move on for a while, but you just were like, not. And devoted comes on this one. It was like you were devoted, you're loyal. So for whatever was going on, it was like I gave it my best try. I gave it everything that I had, and you know, I probably tried longer than I should have, but I finally uncle, you know, you wave the white flag. Longing, yearning, wistful, homesick. So that just makes me think that you're longing for a better something, connection, better time. I want to say a better tomorrow. And that's one of the reasons that you're moving on. I want to see why the universe, yeah, I want these. There was something that you needed to learn from this situation. I want to know what the universe wanted you to learn from this situation. Dang, man, it must be a bunch of stuff. Okay, the Passion card flew out. And the gossip card flew out. Okay, so if this was, I mean, this could be any number of things that you are moving on from. This could be a work situation, and the universe is like, we wanted you to realize that this was not your passion, and that there are other things out there that you are more passionate about. And the gossip card is you didn't see the full picture, because I had to look that up in the book. The gossip card has something to do with, like, you made a judgment call on something. You thought something was one way when it was actually another. So it feels like you finally saw the other side of the coin, and that's one of the reasons why you stuck with it for so long, was because you were looking at it this way with rose-colored glasses. You are no longer looking at this situation with rose-colored glasses, I guess is what I'm going to say. And if this was a relationship, it may have started out very chemistry, physical, and then like the whole personality popped out, and you're like, oh God, if I'd have known this whole thing before, I would have not stuck around as long as I did. And the growth card just popped out. So this was also about like spiritual growth, paying attention to red flags. We'll see if the boundary card comes out, because usually something like this is there's some boundaries that have been crossed, and you were supposed to like stick to your boundaries and pay attention to your self-worth and insecurities. So there were some insecurities that also made you stick around longer than you should have. Maybe you thought, I'm not going to find a better job. I'm not going to find a better person. I'm not going to find a better whatever. Grief just came out, and enlightenment. So the universe there was a lot of stuff that the universe was trying to teach you, but it was probably some spiritual awakening stuff, spiritual lessons type of things. You know, stuff like that gets presented to you, and the universe is like, when you learn your lessons, we'll let you out of this cycle and you can move forward. So, okay, I hope that makes sense. I feel like I'm rambling here. Let's see. What question do I want to ask next? You're moving forward. So I want to know what you can look forward to. Now that you're going to be moving forward, what does the universe have planned for you? Now that you're moving forward and leaving this job behind, this relationship behind, moving on to greener pastures. You finally, like I said, you finally called uncle. You give up. Calling it quits. Cut your cords. Ask Archangel Michael to clear any old attachments to fear that stem from past relationships, freeing you from destructive patterns. That's probably something that you're moving away from too, is moving away from destructive patterns. So there might have been some old emotional energetic cords that kept you tied to this situation or person longer than you should have. But you finally got strong enough to pull yourself away from it. Doing? Bit that one. Fairies. You have a strong bond with the fairies, and your life purpose involves helping Mother Nature. If this is a job-related thing where you are leaving something, it may be a case of you are leaving so you can start working on your life purpose. Or this situation happened in order for you to get led to your life purpose. That could also be what the passion card is like your passion is your life purpose usually. So, I got these backwards. What else? There's one. Clear yourself. Ask the angels to release any toxic energies that you may have absorbed. Dang, man. This must have been a toxic situation for whatever, based on what these last cards are saying. Parents, the divine truth is that your parents eternally love you and the best of your abilities. The angels are helping you to heal from any pain associated with your mother and father. So some of the wounds, so if you stayed in a situation for a while longer than you should have, it could have been because your parents taught you that's what you do. You stick it out regardless. And that might have been where you got that old programming from. Be willing to forgive. Ask the angels to clear your mind and body of past pain to exchange for peacefulness. So there's a whole lot of forgiveness and cutting of cords and energies and clearing some stuff. So I don't know how toxic this relationship or situation was, but apparently it might not have been real good for you. And it sounds like it's probably a good idea that you get out of it. Anyway, I think that's it. I'm gonna call it quits for now. I will see you guys the second half of October. Please like, share, subscribe. And if you want to work with me, all the details are below. Thanks. Bye.